Guys, this is MessiahxGaming and Mr. J Killer 34. We are here to talk to you today about who is Tobi, who he can be, and who he might can't be. Now, Mr. J Killer 34 is going to be doing most of the talking while I'll just be doing gameplay.
Alright, now, I'm here to talk about who Tobi can be. I'm not going to get really much in detail, but I want to just go ahead and tell you how the facts I gathered up and people's opinions and theories and from what I heard. But here I go. Let's start with Tobi is a Zitsu. That is a can't because I don't see why Tobi would be a Zitsu because he talks to a Zitsu himself. So I mean, I don't see why he would just sit down and talk to himself. I mean, it's kind of yeah. A Madara clone. This is interesting. People say Madara somehow created a clone of himself. Um, but I don't understand how this is possible because Madara said he knows who Tobi is. So, I mean, that would click in my head and it should click in other people's head. Oh yeah, Tobi's a person. He's not a clone. So, that's done. Orochimaru. Okay, this theory just started. Orochimaru. I don't think so. I mean, that wouldn't make sense. I mean, you haven't seen Tobi and use one snake yet. So until he shoots a snake, yeah, I don't think that's possible. Okay, people say he's Obito and a Zetsu clone together. That explains why Obito was bigger than Kakashi and bigger than, older than the fourth Hokage. Okay, I disagree on this highly. Okay, I don't think he's Obito, period. Okay, the Zetsu fusion with Obito, Tobi's not going to take off his mask and say, oh yeah, I'm Obito, and he's going to tell a whole story about him fusioning with a Zetsu. I really doubt that. So moving on, Obito, just plain Obito. A lot of people think he's Obito. And the latest manga, which is the manga that came out yesterday, a lot of people thought he was Obito because him and Kakashi had this little talk or whatever. And you tell me about that, Messiah?
Kakashi was going to form the lightning blade, and Tobi said you were always something like Tobi knew him since, Kakashi was all his life. So a lot of people think he's Obito, and guy said, just who are you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kishimoto's leading up to he making us think he's Obito. So I would leave that one in question. I wouldn't say he's a maybe. I would still say he's a can't. I mean, because of the age difference. And yeah. Who should I talk about next? Izuna, Madara's younger brother. A lot of people think this. I think this is one of the most popular theories, other than Obito. But the thing I have to say this can't be possible, just because Madara said he knows who Tobi is. And I believe right in the next manga, I think Messiah, they said Madara knows who is Madara. When he said when his brother died, all he left him was his eye powers. And like the manga before, he said, "Oh, I know who Tobi is." So I mean, it wouldn't make sense if Tobi was Madara's brother. So, and now let me get to another thing about Azuna. He wouldn't know a lot about Madara, so that would open him up about being Tobi a little bit. So I'll leave him at a maybe. Uh, Sasuke's dad, how you pronounce his name?
Fuga? Something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, him. You saw him die. Akashi was right over his body. There's no way Tobi can beat him. So, he's out. Danzo. Okay, people know damn well, I'm sorry for my language, Tobi is not Danzo. I mean, they met face to face. He's not Danzo. Madara himself. That's impossible. Madara was shown in manga 559, right on the dot. So that's not possible. Who am I on next? Okay, now I'll get to the ones I think that can be him. Kamagi. I believe that's how you say her. Kamagi Uchiha, the guy that was with the second Hokage during the war. He definitely has the age. I mean, he would be Donzo age. Tobi looks kind of old. He knows a lot of history about the Uchiha, and you can only assume that Kamagi knows a lot. The only thing wrong with this theory, their hairstyles are pretty different. It's not exactly the same, and also we barely know anything about this guy, anything. So I want to see why. But that does open up a reason why Kishimoto. Sorry, my bad. That gives Kishimoto a reason to write a whole story about why it's Tobi Kamagi, because he can use that opportunity to tell the story about Kamagi. So let's leave that in mind. Let's talk about the sons of the Sage of Path. I want to start with the older son. Okay, the older son, he thought power was the key to peace. I don't know about this one. I mean, there is a high possibility that the older son is Tobi, but I doubt it. Now this will lead me to saying he's the younger son, and you're gonna see why. The younger son, it's said in the wiki, and it says about him, it says that he has all the powers of the Sage of Path, and that will lead you up to Tobi. Tobi uses the tailed beast as his pets, and you can only assume the Sage of Path did the same thing. And the Sage of Path, he led down all his power to the younger son. And I'm gonna go back to the younger son. Let me stop on him a bit, 'cause I don't want to waste all my time. Let me get the Shishui. This is my opinion. I really think he's Shishui. I think this is the biggest. And the best theory out there. I mean, just think about it. I mean, this guy, he hasn't even been confirmed dead yet. WTF? I mean, they haven't even showed the guy jumping off the river yet. And this guy seems important. This guy seems too important for him to be dead, but he's so important. I don't know. How much time I got here, Messiah?
You got 7 minutes.
Okay, that gives me time to talk about the younger son. The younger son, I read this guy's theory online. I can't remember his name, but he put up a good point. He had at least 6 parts to this theory, and I actually sat down and read it. He basically said the younger son, the real story is the younger son felt like he did deserve everything. So the older son really didn't beat the younger son. The younger son beat the older son. And the older son, and then the younger son actually took the elder son's eyes. And then that was the Rinnegan. And then he gave it to Nagato. Since the younger son, that's why Tobi says, oh, the Rinnegan always belonged to me. Maybe he's referring himself as the younger son, and he's mad because he didn't get the eyes as well. So keep that in mind. And the younger son, he had the abilities of the Sage of Path. And you see Tobi controlling all the beasts. And don't forget the younger son, he's a descendant he's a descendant of the Senju clan. He branched off from them. So and you never seen Tobi Sharingan unactivated. So maybe Tobi's not a Uchiha. Maybe he lied. And the real reason Tobi could have Tobi, which is the younger son, the real reason he wanted to kill the Uchiha clan with Itachi is because he hated the Uchiha clan because of his brother. His brother, he branched off the Uchiha clan and the Sharingan. And Tobi also, he wanted the eyes from the clan too. So, the Nine Tails attack, also the younger son doing, because he had the powers of his dad. So, and if you read on about the younger son and the younger son and older son, you will see that the younger son sounds more powerful, and I doubt the older son beat him. And this guy in his video, he also made a point saying that history repeats itself. Like, you know how Hashirama beat Madara, the Senju always beats the Uchiha. In this case, Naruto's going to beat Sasuke. So basically, they're saying in the past, the younger son did beat the elder son. And then in the future, the first Hokage beat Madara. So people say it's a pattern going on there. So because the Senju always beat the Uchihas. So I'll finish off with the Shishui theory. This is what I personally think. I mean, it's so much proof there. I mean, Shishui hasn't been announced dead to me. I mean, this guy's pretty important. I mean, he might be dead, but he might be dead in some people's eyes, but I don't think he's dead yet. I think he still has a big part in Naruto's theory still.
Don't forget about the flashback Sasuke had.
Yeah, no, yeah. In the manga, I believe it was 590, I believe, Sasuke had his little flashback of Itachi talking to Shishui, and Sasuke said he must still be around. So keep that in mind, but it doesn't necessarily mean Shishui's Tobi. It could mean Shishui's still around, so that leaves us still thinking, who can Tobi be? But I think he's Shishui or the younger son. I think they'll lead me to those points. Kamagi, I think it's him too. I mean, they can give Kishimoto an opportunity to give the whole story about Tobi, and that's why he probably named himself Tobi, is because his sensei Tobirama. That's why Kamagi could have named himself Tobi. I highly doubt that. I mean, people in Naruto have similar names all the time, like Naruto and Nagato, and you know, so you never know. I think that's about it. I'm not gonna get into those stupid theories like Obito's dad and what's some other stupid theories you heard, Jeremy?
Minato.
Yeah, Minato. That's not even possible. Obito's dad, he's mad because his son died in war, so he wanted revenge. Not happening. So I think that's about it. You got anything to add, Messiah?
Nope, I agree with you on every one of them.
So, I want you to comment. Tell me why all those theories I read, tell me why I'm wrong. But I really think I'm right. He's either Shishui, the younger son, or Kamagi. I think those are the three people that can beat him. And I think I explained myself well. If I haven't, I will surely make another video. But comment, subscribe to his channel, MessiahxGaming, and comment and subscribe to my channel, or send me a message to Mr. JKiller34.
And I will leave that link in my description.